Once again, everyone, and welcome to the Sanctuary. Once again, we are playing Final Fantasy XIV, A Realm Reborn, and doing a little trip down memory lane. Just to recap the rules, I am doing this whole thing under my main character, Chris Valentine, under New Game Plus. Also, I am doing each expansion as Meteor's job in the promotional art. So, for A Realm Reborn, I will be running as Warrior. All duties will be done under duty support, with the exception of normal raids, alliance raids, and duties that do not support it. And finally, all my gear is quest level appropriate. Meaning I do not wear any gear above the level of the current quest that I am on. Speaking of quests that I am on, let's talk about this particular arc that I am about to undertake. Oh, how I hated this particular quest line that we are about to endeavor on. Episode 34, All for a Crystal. Where we left off in the A Realm Reborn storyline, we had literally just rescued the Enterprise from the Stone Vigil. And we're back here in Gridania. However, the ship is pretty beat up, so there's no way we are facing Garuda right now. But I know this particular quest arc that we are about to undertake, and I'm hoping that a lot of quests were removed from it. But with that being said, as much as I don't want to do this, let us get right down to business and start with the level 41 quest, Into the Eye of the Storm. It calms me to look at her. It's as though I have been reunited with a part of me I never knew was missing. Hardly surprising. You did design and build her. I bear good news. The Seed Seers have granted our request to house the Enterprise. We may take as long as we require to repair her. Of course, it would be rank folly to take one moment more than we require. Garuda, lest we forget, grows stronger by the hour. If we are to have any hope of wresting this benighted realm from her talons, it must needs be soon. Though I am no expert on the workings of airships, it seems plain to me that the Enterprise suffered much from her time in the wilderness. Am I not correct, Sid? You are. Frankly, it's a miracle that she carried us this far. As you know, the Howling Eye is encircled by a raging tempest, apt to turn proud trees to matchwood. Our battle will end before it begins if the Enterprise cannot weather the storm. Given time, I believe I can fully repair her. But if this tempest is as fearsome as you say, even that may not be enough. Confound it! There must be a way! A way to brave the fury of the elements. The elements? But of course! That's it! We work upon the element itself. Using the power of a corrupted crystal, we could clear a path through the storm and spare the Enterprise a battering. I see. You propose to utilize the properties of a crystal to alter the elemental aspect of the barrier. It seems so childishly simple in retrospect. Though mayhap not to you, Chris. We speak of the manifestations of over-respected ether that can be found throughout Eorzea. Since the calamity disrupted the land's etheric currents, such crystals have become comparatively commonplace, which has been a cause of great woe, as they are known to warp etheric energies, including those of living organisms. The point is, we would theoretically use a corrupted crystal to convert the wind-aspected ether comprising Garuda's barrier into ether of another aspect, one she cannot control. With certain modifications, the Enterprise should be able to deliver us to the Howling Eye in comfort, however hard Garuda blows. But are we getting ahead of ourselves? All this rests upon our ability to procure a crystal with the necessary properties. Have you any idea where we might acquire one? No. But I know a man who might. A scholar by the name of Lambertient, who resides in Camp Drybone. Strange as it may sound, I met him during my time at the church. Well, Marx met him, I suppose. Whether out of pity or for want of a more willing listener, he would talk to me for hours at a time about his etheric studies, corrupted crystals being his pet subject. It was as a result of these conversations that poor Marx was observed to possess an uncommon knack for theoretical science. Chris, I need you to return to Thanalan and seek out this scholar. Sid and I will set about repairing the Enterprise in your absence. Alright, we're off to Camp Drybone. Ion, let's not... There's Lambertient. Why, yes, I am Professor Lambertient. Beg pardon. You wish to hear about my research on corrupted crystals? Truly? Well, nothing would give me greater pleasure than to discuss my work with a fellow man of science. I can already tell I'm going to regret this. Oh, and we got a missing quest. All due precautions. Remind me again, past Kruznik, what does this entail? Oh, we gotta get a jar to contain the, Oh man, and this, hold up, hold the fuck up. Because we gotta share this one. This one is too... The audio on this one is too good not to share. Because it is hilarious. And I feel like it needs to be kept under wraps. It shouldn't be kept under wraps. So, this is one of the few times where I'm gonna unmute the video. And the line on this one is just... I thought I was doing my best male Oprah impression. So let's check it out.
All right. You get a pot, and you get a pot. Everyone gets a pot.
Oh God!
Sorry, I got a bit carried away with disposing of merchandise. Anyway, take my pot, please.
God. Oh my God. Wow. That was just ridiculous. Anyways, but we got the pot to bring to Lambertian, and he... But yeah, he basically needs us to get a pot to contain the corrupted crystal. But anyway. Alright. Sealed with science. Let's go. It's... Alright, so some of the dialogue from this quest gets thrown into the current quest we're on. So rare it is to find a fellow intellectuals in this region. It is even rarer to find one comprehending the nature of corrupted crystals. Come to think of it, there was another. A hermit to whom the church had given sanctuary. Curious fellow. Unsociable, rather daft at first impression. Yet possessed an amazing affinity towards his scientific pursuits. But to the matter at hand. Did you say you wish not to conduct field observations, but to harvest a corrupted crystal? Egods, man! At least take the necessary precautions so that you do not suffer from exposure to its harmful energies. I'm beginning to wonder if you've sufficient qualifications to handle such hazardous materials. Still, your ignorance is somehow endearing. Luckily for you, I have precisely the means by which these inherent dangers may be averted. Simply store the crystal you seek within this warded pot to protect yourself from its deleterious effects. Though I suppose you will be bombarded with its energies until you place it within the vessel. Well, perhaps it shall motivate you to work quickly. In any case, take the pot to Hahasako, a student of mine monitoring the flow of ether at High Bridge. Explain to him your quest, and he shall instruct you in the final points of crystal harvesting. Let us get to it. Whoops, wrong mount. And wrong way. So far, we've lost one quest to this, to the devs changing everything in A Realm Reborn. There's Hihibaru again. Alright. Let us fast forward in Bayon's little adventure. Alright. Let's talk to him. How many times must I be made to explain myself? I am not contemplating suicide, you imbecile! I have chosen this precise position to perform scientific measurements! What have we here? A containment vessel? Why, this is the handiwork of Professor Lambertian! You thieving knave! I shall call for the... Oh, made especially for you by himself. Oh, you say the man lent itself to you. Okay, let's, So, as you can see, because of the missing quest where we have to get the jar, the dialogue changes here with Hahasako. Oh, you say the man himself lent it to you. Then you must have sought me out per his instruction. Which means he believes me experienced enough to expound upon his explanations! At last, the recognition I so rightfully deserve! Oh, Tempered Will. I forgot about that ability. I don't think we have it anymore for Pally. Alright, what's the next quest on the docket? Yeah, I don't think we have Tempered Will anymore. Nor do we have... Hold on, I'm going to pause here. Okay, so I know we don't have Riot Blade anymore. That got removed. Flash got removed a long time ago. I'm going to switch to scene 3 so you can see this. But yeah, Flash got removed a long time ago. I don't believe we have Convalescence anymore. We definitely don't have Awareness. Tempered Will, I think, got removed. And Bulwark is, I think, on there, but I forget. All right, let's continue our journey. Oh, frabjous day, Kalu Kalei, that I should be chosen to guide this man. Yes, I, Hahasako, greatest of Professor Lambertian's pupils, shall see that you successfully quarry your quarry. Your timing is impeccable, in fact, for I was just preparing to procure corrupted crystals from the burning wall for my personal research. There, the devastating destruction caused by the calamity has blessed us with a bounty of sublime specimens. But something tells me that naught but a perfect peace will satisfy your high standards. In which case, you must needs descend to the deepest depths. Amidst the flowing waters and the murderous mirror nights lies the most fantastic formation I have found thus far. Take this highly advanced researcher's tool and use it to separate a small fragment from the large cluster. Place it within the wooded pot and bear it back to me for inspection. The path which leads from Burgundy Falls to the base of the burning wall is treacherous and terrifying, but advance with appropriate caution and you shall surely survive. All right. Look at all the NPCs that I see. Now that I have done half the shit I have done. And I think Frabj's Day came from Alice in Wonderland. Yep, Kazakh Cha still there. And there's Floating Stone. I wonder if D is for Dead is still on my journal. Yep, D is for Dead, still there. Not what I intended to do, but whatever. We're honestly not supposed to get... We're not supposed to get flight until later, but... Oh, whoops. Got to grab the corrupted crystal. Man, it took me a long time to find it, at least. And then I had to contend with the Mirror Knights. Thankfully, there was someone there, I guess, either waiting for a fate to pop, or was just there to do the same thing. I think it was there to do the same thing, actually. Yep. But yeah, we got our corrupted crystal. Back through the cavern. If you don't know your way around the burning wall, it is nothing short of a maze, but we're back. Let's expedite Bayon's little trip there. Alright. I see you've come galumphing back. Have you the crystal then? What a prodigiously large and lovely crystal. Professor Lambertian will doubtless chortle with joy when you present it to him in person. Oh, and upon your return, do remember to recount how I helped you with your harvesting. Alright, back to Drybone. What a freaking drag. So far, we've lost one quest out of this, Lambertian. My keen scholar's sense tells me that you have obtained a corrupted crystal. Am I right? If you would grant me a moment to examine the crystal. Ah. It is as you desired. A corrupted crystal overflowing with wind-expected ether. Remind me, for what purpose did you intend to use this crystal again? What? To breach a barrier comprised of wind-expected ether? Oh dear. That may prove problematic, as this crystal would only serve to strengthen the barrier. I suppose I am at fault for not inquiring as to your objectives from the start. Had I known your intent, I would have never sent you to Hahasako. But what is science if not trial and error? And can you truly say that this failure has taught you nothing? Think, man. You now understand the methods necessary to safely collect a corrupted crystal. You will doubtless have no difficulty doing so once more. What's more, the crystal you collected can serve as an invaluable resource for the ethereal studies conducted by the students of Baldessian. You've heard of them? Well, I don't mean to boast, but I have a professional relationship with the organization. Not as equals, of course. I would never be so bold as to claim that level of expertise. Are you alright? Your eyes seem to have glazed over for a moment. Anyway, I shan't keep you from your task. You've still a corrupted crystal to find. Alright. Corrupted crystals of sufficient size and strength are not all that common, I fear. Fortunately, one of my other students, Siana, claims to have discovered another promising site in eastern Lenosha. Wait, that's not correct. Eastern Lenosha was where she was nearly killed when wandering too close to an imperial castrum. Now that's made for an amusing anecdote. It was Western Lenosha, Pharaoh Cyrus, on the Isles of Umbra to be precise. I can't recall her exact reasoning, something to do with one of Dalamud's talons or some such nonsense. What I can say for certain is that she is still in Aleport, attempting to gain access to the Isles. Why not travel there and see if Sayana's inquiries bear fruit? If you can look past the crass and violent ways of the local pirates, you might find your time there to be quite pleasurable. Oh, and do not forget to take your makeshift warded pot, lest she think you unprepared for the task. All right, off to airport. Und wir are here. Now to find Sayana. Oh, there she is. Can't talk to Kaizo Poraizo. That's kind of fucking lame. I had a hard time finding her because I decided to look down before up. Eh? Corrupted crystals? Sir, I've no interest in being the butt of your jokes, so if you've no other reason for addressing me, kindly leave me be. Here. Well, I'll be damned. Professor Lambertian did send you. Beg your pardon, it seems we got off on the wrong foot. I am Sayana, greatest of the professor's pupils, which is doubtless why he bid you seek me out. Indeed, I am an accomplished scholar with an extensive background in... Oh, gods, just listen to me prattle on and on. I must have given this introduction a dozen times by now. As I told the professor in my many missives, I believe that the area surrounding Pharaoh Cyrus is replete with corrupted crystals of exceptional strength. Unfortunately, I've yet to test my hypothesis, as all access to the Isles of Umbra is prohibited at present, for reasons unknown to me. You see, my attempts to acquire this information are often met with annoyance and disdain. It's rather puzzling, since I always take the time to explain my motivations in great detail to the subjects of my questioning. Mayhap you will have better luck wresting information from these yellow jackets. I've all but given up at this point. All right. Ah! You startled me! Don't you know better than to sneak up on a person at a time like this? What with all this fatuous gossip of spirits and specters haunting the Isles of Umbra? Just because I know it's nonsense doesn't make it any less frightening! Kirkman? You're keen on traveling to the Isles of Umbra? Bloody hells, lad! Are you drunk or just crazy? Ain't nothing but there but death, death, and more death! The Isles of Umbra? What interest have you in that god's forsaken place? Ever since we were forced to abandon Pharaoh Cyrus, the Isles have become naught more than a graveyard for ships unable to navigate the shores. And a purgatory for the souls dragged down to the depths with them. So, no luck on that aspect of things. Chris, you've returned. Tell me of your findings. Really? Infested with the undead, you say? That is a very, very interesting development. Excuse me for a moment while I gather my thoughts. Okay, what's next? What are not, my friend. I've given your findings some thought, and I've concluded that this talk of spirits is not more than local folklore. As for why travel to the Isles of Umbra is restricted, well, mayhap it's considered too dangerous owing to the abandonment of Pharaoh Cyrus. Yes, well, anyway, while you were questioning those yellow jackets, I paid a visit to the local pub, since even an esteemed scholar like myself enjoys dulling her wits on occasion. It was there that I heard tell of a man named Skiffern, who was recently detained after returning from, wait for it, the Isles of Umbra. This is the first I've heard of someone actually traveling to and from there, so I'm curious as to how he obtained permission. Mind having a chat with him in my stead? He was arrested after all, so I'm somewhat reticent to approach him myself. I used to check out my phone a lot during streams. You'll be happy to hear that I have since ignored that. I have since grown past that. I have to go back. She calls to me. Sings to me. Tell Mimido I'm sorry. Give him this. He was right. Or you could release me. Yes. Release me. I'll go and tell her. Let me go to her. Alright, there's Sayana. What does Skiffern have to say? That's not terribly helpful. I couldn't care less about how much he misses his favorite bar wench. But what was that about a man named Mimidoa? Wait. I know that name! That's a bastard who grabbed my arse the other day at the pub! Well, if you want to give him that feather, be my guest. I'm not going anywhere near him and his wandering hands. Fine by me. Nothing in it? Nothing initiate, are you? No? Then what are you? Speak up, son, I can't hear you. Eh? Bugger me, is that what I think it is? Nah, couldn't be. You found this, you say? Where'd you say you found it? Skiffern, you say? Was hoping to have a word with the lad, but it sounds like there's naught left twixt his ears. He was supposed to help patch up Pharaoh Cyrus, he was. Company sent me to supervise the lot of them. Weren't getting the work done on their own, see? Half of them walked off, half of them ran off, and half of them up and vanished. What's that? Ye be looking for the passage to the Isles of Umbra? Why didn't ye say so? I've been thinking of dispatching someone to take a look on behalf of old Mimidoa. Tell him how the land lies. Ain't nobody been interested till you came a-calling. Whole port's up in arms about spirits and so forth. If I had the gill, I'd hire some sellswords and let 'em sort it out. But ye'll do in a pinch, ye will. Show this parchment to the skipper and he'll see ye there and back. All this for a stupid, corrupted crystal. Sayana? So, you went and had a word with Mimidoa? I hope the valuable time you saw fit to waste amounted to something. You mean that disgusting creature was Skiffer and superior? I find that hard to believe. This rite of passage does appear to be genuine, so it must be true. I must say it is a relief to work with such an industrious man as you. I look forward to hearing of the discoveries you'll make on the Isles of Abra. Without me. Of course. Fine. I fail to see the justification for dragging me along on your journey, but if you insist, I will go as well. But 12 as my witness. If you leave me behind to be devoured by some horrid abomination, I shall come back to haunt you. All right, off to see the ferry skipper. Ha! Take me to the Isles of Umbra, he bids. As if it's as simple as... Oh, I see you've got a rite of passage. All right, then, climb aboard. We're here. There's Sienna. This doesn't seem all that bad. I'm not saying I'd like to build a summer home here, but... Oh, the hells with this. Here, take your pot and go on without me. You've harvested corrupted crystals before, right? So it isn't as though you require my assistance. Speak to the man guarding the gate. I'm sure he'll let you in. Now, if you would please excuse me. Hello, David. Beg your pardon, sir, but how did you come here? Access to this island is currently restricted. An old pot? I'm not sure I follow. Oh, I see. You wish to harvest a corrupted crystal. Sorry, friend, but you may have to return empty-handed. Alright, what's next? Yep. The writ Master Mimidora gave you may grant you access to the island, but only authorized personnel may proceed past this point. Why, you ask? Look up and see for yourself. When that giant mass of crystal struck the lighthouse, it caused severe damage to both the structure and the machinery within that once powered the beacon. Aye, contrary to what the small folk would have you believe, the fires of Pharaoh Cyrus were not the product of a mage's thaumaturgy or a colossal arcane bomb, but an elaborate contraption fueled by ethereal energy. Repairs are still ongoing, but it's anyone's guess when they'll be complete. And what's worse, all work has ceased since rumors of the Walking Dead drove off our entire crew. Not that those rumors are incorrect. I've observed the fiends from a distance, at the ship graveyard to the south. What's drawn them to our shores is still a mystery, though. I'll make you a deal, Chris. Help me unravel this mystery, and I'll bring you your corrupted crystal. In fact, I shall begin searching for one that satisfies your requirements. As for where to begin your inquiries into the situation, it so happens that a party of 3 adventurers came ashore not long ago seeking to scavenge valuable trinkets at the ship graveyard. You'd be surprised if they knew nothing of the undead infestation, so it might behoove you to question them. Good thing they're camping out here. Alright. Erapi? You saw them too, right? Dead people. Just shambling about, without a care in the world. Except when they do seem to care, that is, and start shuffling towards the water. God, that voice. That single fleeting verse. I can still hear it. Stay clear of the southern shore, friend. It took every ounce of my strength to resist.
It's all there for the taking. 5 bleeding years worth of wrecks and that cargo. Those queer dead things. That voice. Actually, the voice was quite nice.
Okay. This talk of an alluring voice is disturbingly familiar, as if... But that's impossible. They're all dead, aren't they? But if they have returned, that would mean... Oh, beg your pardon, that I was just, thinking about something. Which reminds me, I received word that Master Mimido would be arriving any moment. Apparently he grew tired of waiting for the lanky young lad with the 1,000-yawn stare to return, which I'm assuming is you. I don't know what sort of arrangement you had, but you should probably go and explain yourself.
What's been keeping you, initiate? I ain't getting any younger, you know. Eh? Some honey-voiced harlot's been calling out to folk what wandered near the ship graveyard. And it stirred up the dead and all? Bloody hells. This takes me back to me days as a cannon boy sailing under old Mistbeard. But they wouldn't dare, would they? Not after the lesson we learned them last time. Bah, they bloody would, though, wouldn't they? Brazen old biddies. Some folks said as the first purge would be the last, but I knew deep down in me bones as this day would come, and come it has. Aye, it made me bum ear sirens behind all this. Nay, not one of the sanguine variety, initiate. I speak of the other kind. Them what's got feathers and lure sailors to a watery grave with their sweet, sweet song. Oh, but it don't end there. No, drowning's just a start. See, even in death a man stays bound to the beast, forced to do her bidding till his corpse can't do it no more. 'Tis a fate I wouldn't wish on me worst enemy, except maybe in drink, and I'd regret it after. Any road, 'tis up to us to stop this hell's-born hussy before she takes another soul. Of course, we can't send you marching off to war without these. The siren don't have no power over a man as can't hear a song. 'Tis lucky for you I carry a spare pair, and lucky for the both of us that I'm a superstitious old sword, eh? Well, she ain't a-coming to us, so we best head over to her, to the ship graveyard, initiate.
Alright, I'm gonna ride this way all the way because I do want to show something before Bayon catches up. So, for those of you in the crafting game who want to grab a couple minions, if you go a little bit beyond into this little alcove here, there is, and I discovered this a little later than I thought I would, a magic pot here. Let me just pull up the gameplay. That will ask you for an elixir, and if you give him a high elixir and an elixir, you'll get the wind up sun and wind up moon minions. Just a nice little bit. All right, now that we've shown that off, let's see where Bayon is. Oh, he's still hunting the prey. There we go.
If she passes near the shore, she's sure to spy the campfire and come looking. Just a matter of waiting now. Okay. And here we go. Beginning to wonder if some sly bugger ain't spun us a yarn here. Quiet! Did you hear that? 'Tis her! Look! Out of the water! She's come, Nishet! She's come! Quick, lad! Shove them plugs in your ears and get ready for a fight! Soon as she realizes you're deaf to her ditties, she'll call on her thralls, and we'll be up to our necks in corpses before you know it!
Hither, embrace mine everything, all. True love's span, his cruelty's reward. So far, so good. Cast out, callous soul, dead to desire. Spare, mournful mistress, desire. Take out the guy with the regen first. That it? Come on. Melody. Last breath. Death of the rhythm. Dost thou not to relent? Regret, forever alone. My love, a river, one look, soul shiver. No? No more dark eclipse the heart. And we did it. All right, let's fast forward through Bion's little escapades here.
Eh? Am I alright? Ha! I'm better than that, initiate! Happy as a sailor in a whorehouse, I am! Cause I'd be happy as a sailor with 2 Watsons if we'd gutted the songstress. But you can't have everything, can you? She'll not come crooning around here again, though. Not for a while, any road. And if she does, well, we'll know what to do, won't we? Don't we? Thanks for the help, bugger me, I've clean forgot your name. Remind me. Chris? Don't recall having no initiate by that name. But if you're not me old mate, what's name? Why have you been so bloody helpful? Ah, never mind. Be seeing you, lad.
What a drag. This had better been worth it. David, you better have something for me, my guy. Otherwise, this is gonna be tough. You mean it was a siren? But how were you able to resist her song? I see. I had heard that Master Mimidoa was involved in the first purge, but I never actually... Having survived an ordeal like that, I can't blame him for carrying earplugs around with him. Anyway, I have something for you. The corrupted crystal you wanted, safely sealed within the pot just as you requested. Please take it with my compliments. You know, I'm just gonna go by way of the teleport. Probably take about the same time too. Or maybe less time, because here I am about to talk to Sayana. Oh, it's you! Welcome back, Chris. You're looking remarkably hale, I must say, and more importantly, alive. You are alive, aren't you? Aha! The conquering hero returns bearing a gift. Might I have a closer look? Impressive. Very impressive indeed. Yes. I think you'll be quite pleased with this specimen. Congratulations, Chris. Seldom if ever have I encountered a corrupted crystal composed of such a volatile overabundance of fire-suspected ether. What? You wanted a corrupted crystal composed of ice-suspected ether to counteract the effects of a raging wind? Ah! Well, this specimen won't help you there. Anyone who knows anything about the elements could tell you that. You'll just have to keep looking, I suppose. And this is where we stopped, at least for now. With that clusterfuck out of the way, we're going to take a quick break, and we will return with part 2 of this aggravating arc. But we will be back with more in just a bit. I need water and other things. We'll be back in just a moment.